You're not a rookie real estate investor anymore. In fact, you're probably doing a small handful of deals each month, but you're killing yourself to make it happen. And to top it off, if you take time off from your business, you don't make any money. That's because you don't have a real business yet. We're about to fix all that. If you're a can-do action taker, the Whole Scaling podcast will teach you the tips, tricks, and systems you need to generate massive revenue, build your team, and give you the financial freedom you've dreamed of in any market in the U.S. This is wholesaling.
Welcome, folks, to the first episode of Wholesale. This is the show where we are going to teach you from start to finish how to build a successful real estate investing company that creates recurring revenue for you each and every week. So I'm going to take this first couple minutes and lay out exactly what's going to go down here and the value that I believe every and any person listening to this show will be able to create for themselves over the course of time. And I don't mean a lot of time. I mean, I want to design this show so that you could literally follow along week by week and see success and see deals close. Quick story about me, my background. I've been podcasting here for a few years. You can dig my name up. You can go back and get the in-depth story. A long story short, I've been in real estate investing as a business, buy and hold, fix and flips, you name it, selling turnkey assets for over 13, 14 years at this point. And my team and I have managed to do over 1,000 deals. And that is a testament of us putting in a lot of work, failing along the way, all kinds of ups and downs. We've lost millions of dollars. We've made millions of dollars. And I put this show together because I want to help people realize that being a real estate investor, making money in real estate is just not a fantasy. It's a reality for a lot of people. And you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You don't have to have the college degree. You don't have to have a huge amount of capital to get started. You just need to be able to put in the work. I am certainly by far and away not the smartest person that I know. There's a lot of way more intelligent people, more well-read people, more educated people that have not accomplished nearly what me and my team have accomplished over the last few years. And so that being said, I really want to help all kinds of different people from backgrounds all over the place, all across America, who just might not feel like this is possible for them. And this is going to be whether you want to get out of your 9-to-5, whether you want to be a full-time entrepreneur, whether you just have that really good control of your schedule and you're able to do this thing nights and weekends and put a couple extra $1,000 in your pocket each and every month. I think there's going to be a lot of benefit to literally teaching it step by step. So that being said, when you play along with me here on the podcast, what I want you to do is I want you to listen to this podcast with the goal in mind of taking action, creating value, right? Because if I spend this time doing all this to teach you how to go out and become a successful real estate investor and you don't take action on it, well, then it's all just kind of for nothing. And during this whole entire podcast, this is about bringing value to more people than I've ever met, that I've ever come in contact with. That's the beauty of podcasting, right? Is getting a message out there to potentially tens and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that might be interested in going out and creating some income for themselves. So I'm going to give you each and every episode actionable steps, almost like homework, where you can go out and you can do these things. And then by the next episode, you're ready to do the next step, And I'm going to give you guys this in advance. I'm going to tell you that in the first 10 episodes, if you pay attention, play along, and do the work in between episodes. Now, if you're watching this or listening to this as a replay and it's months and months and months old, I'm going to say to you, do the steps in between each episode before you get into the next episode, right? Getting all first 10 episodes worth of knowledge and being able to do a wholesale deal and start to grow a team is not going to work for you if you don't take the action in between the episodes. So if you're watching the replay and we're 20 episodes deep and I'm saying to you, hey, in the first 10 episodes, I'm going to teach you how to do a deal, don't just binge listen to 10 episodes and assume it's going to happen. You have to take the actions inside of each step. So without further ado, how do we get started in real estate investing? Like I said to you, this podcast is called Wholesale. It's about wholesale building of a team, right? Building a wholesale team and then scaling it up. But at the very beginning, it obviously starts with you, the listener, the entrepreneur, the business owner, the risk taker, the person who's trying to make a change. So what I want to start out with is to say to you, the idea behind this podcast is that you are going to have to get uncomfortable. You are going to have to do some things that take you outside of your comfort zone. But the idea is that eventually you're going to perfect some of these things. You're going to get better and better and better, and you're inevitably going to start to build a team. Whether that sounds like it's out of your reach right now or not, just please follow along. I promise you, it'll get less and less uncomfortable as we start to grow this thing up and you start to see the reasoning behind the team, how to leverage great people and why you need them in order to build a successful business, right? Far too many people in America are doing wholesale or attempting to completely on their own. And, some of them are doing okay. Some of them are doing 1 or 2 deals a month. Some of them are consistently doing 1 deal a month or 2 deals a month. It's hard to scale systematically past 5 deals a month or so until you start to build an amazing team. But again, I digress. What are the first steps that we need to do to get into this thing if you've never, ever, ever touched a real estate deal before? Well, first part of your homework is going to be, you got to do the work. Okay. So I want you to write that down. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do the work it takes to be successful at this. Because guys, in any business, I don't care what it is that you start, there's always way more work than you believe that there's going to be. Push button success and instant millions, we all know it's not a real thing. And for far too many people, they get stuck in this cycle of, I'm going to keep buying the next best training course and the next best seminar and the next. Listen, we sell all those things. We help people who need the help grow. But for this podcast, for the purpose, I don't want you spending any money until you start making deals happen. Okay. So at the very beginning, here's some free ways that you can get into the industry and understand it. And they're going to sound basic, but you got to do the work. Remember, okay? First thing we wrote down, you got to do the work. So one thing I want you guys to understand is you're going to always be the best salesperson on your team. Now, for some people, they're going to say, well, I'm great at sales anyway. Of course, I'm going to be the best salesperson. And some people say, oh my God, sales. What is sales? I'm not getting into this. This isn't a sales job, is it? I don't want to get into sales. Here's the truth, guys. Sales has a bad connotation in the world. We think used car salesman, door-to-door salesman selling us whatever. Sales is not a bad thing. Sales is happening to you, for you, by you each and every single day. You're selling your kids on what to do this weekend. You're selling your wife or your husband on what's for dinner. You're selling your boss or your teammates on why it is that you need to work from home or how you can take your vacations, or we're always selling something, right? Wholesaling is no different. All we're doing is convincing the other parties why this should be a good deal or is a good deal or is a solution to their problems. And at the end of the day, that's what you get paid for. You get paid for solving problems and creating solutions for your clients, both buyer and seller. So you will always be the top salesperson on the team if done properly. And what I mean by that is we're going to teach you step by step how to go through the whole process of becoming a wholesaler. And in that process, you're going to learn step by step how to do it yourself. Why this is so important that we take the time and we do this is because a couple months from now, a year from now, you're going to start growing your team and you're going to want to know every step by heart so that you can help lead and grow those other people. So step one, what I'm going to have you do this first week one, sounds like not a lot of work, but the truth is some people will procrastinate and they'll take all week to do this. I want you to have 10 real life, real live conversations with investors in the market that you want to do wholesale in. Okay. It sounds easy. It sounds like you could do it in one afternoon. The truth is this is going to take work. Okay. It's going to be work to track them down, work to get them on the phone, work to physically have the conversations. And by the way, when I say conversations, I mean real life, one-on-one, talking to each other, discussing business on the phone conversations or face-to-face if you happen to be in your own market. But these are not text conversations or chat conversations. No, I want to get you on the phone and I want to talk to you. So Where do we find these people? Well, it's easy. I want you to go into Facebook groups that are nearby. You can search real estate investors. You can search wholesale. You can search real estate deals. You can go into our group called Real Talk for Real Estate Kings. If you look up Real Talk for Real Estate Kings, it's simply an investment group of over 1,000 people from around the country that are investing in real estate, right? These are handpicked. These are people that were slated to actually be investors. So request their access to that group and go in there and just post and say, who's doing deals in my backyard? Is anyone doing deals in my area, my state, my town, my whatever your location is that you want to build this business in? And by the way, when we're selecting territories, it's always, if not always, easier to do it where you live. I'm going to teach you some advanced techniques here in the future about how to build virtual businesses. All of our businesses are virtual, by the way, whether they're in our backyard or whether they're cross country. But I find it's easier when you're doing these first couple exercises to build it out as if it's in your own backyard. So if you live in Biloxi, Mississippi, then that's where you're going to be wholesaling for the foreseeable future until you start to build the team up. Guys, there's not a place in America that this doesn't work. There's not a place in America that there's not people buying real estate. Another interesting fact is 37% of every home you drive by in America is owned free and clear, is owned outright, has no mortgage on the property, okay? So we pigeonhole ourselves into thinking that things are more difficult than they are. We pigeonhole ourselves into thinking, why would anybody want to sell their house for less than what it's worth? We have these self-limiting beliefs about why we can't do this. I want you to understand that this is real. There are literally thousands and thousands of companies right now in America doing what we're about to teach you. Some of them are doing it in a very, very effective way. Some people are floundering. But of course, I want to teach you from the bedrock, build the foundation, how to build an amazing wholesale company. And that's where we're going to start here. So we're going to start with these 10 conversations. Go into some Facebook groups. Simply say to people, post below if you're doing business in Biloxi, Mississippi, or it's a terrible example, but what's the surrounding area? Is there a county that Biloxi is in, or what submarket is that, right? If you're doing deals in Southern Mississippi, hit me up. Send me a PM, send me a DM, right? Get people into the messenger and then converse with them inside the messenger. Once you get them in there, hey, I'm doing deals. What do you got? Hey, man, what's the best number to reach you? I'd love to chat with you. I have some opportunities, okay? Now, again, you're going to feel disingenuous. You don't have opportunities. The truth is you have opportunities, okay? You are an opportunity. Having a conversation with you will inevitably create opportunity. And 10 years from now, when you're the top wholesaler in your neighborhood, you're going to look back on that conversation. You're going to say, remember I hit you up on Facebook and we've done 50 deals since then? Here's the fact, guys. The real investor buyers, the real operators out there, they love talking business. They love talking shop. So I want you to have 10 meaningful conversations with investors in your target market. That's it. That's simple, right? That's week one's homework. What are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about what type of deals they're doing right now. We're going to talk about where they like to buy, what they like to buy. When you approach these folks, you're going to say to them that you're a real estate investor too. It's the truth. From day one, episode one, I want you to start thinking and wearing the hat of real estate investor. I want you to believe that you are a real estate investor, because believing and taking action are 99% of the battle. Okay. So believe you're an investor, have conversations with other investors, ask them, what are you looking for? What can I help you find? What kind of deals are you doing now? If I found you deals just like that deal, would you be interested in doing business with us? These are the kind of calls you want to have. Now you're going to have 10 real life conversations. Again, action, the most important step here. When you have those 10 real life conversations, I want you to have a notepad and a pen out every single time. Write down what the investors are talking about. Write down the areas that they're saying are hot. Write down the deals that they said that they love doing. Ask them specifics. Hey, your best deal you've done in the last 12 months. Can you tell me a little bit about it? It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath rancher. I bought it for $120,000. We put $30,000 into it and we sold it for $225,000. Okay, cool. So let me ask you, Mr. Investor, if I was able to find that same deal for you today, could you close quick? Get their answer. Write down notes. Learn to listen to people, because sales is 80% listening, right? We want to listen, ask great questions, and converse. Guys, getting comfortable on the phone with investors is the basic, just absolute easiest thing you can learn to do in this business. And if it's difficult for you, that's okay. Do the work. Take the action. You're going to find if the first call or two are really, really difficult and scary for you, by the time you get to call 5, 6, and 7, they'll start to get more comfortable. You'll be a master by the time you're on the 9th and 10th call. By the way, you don't have to limit yourself to 10. Make 20, make 30. But I want you to start with a minimum of 10 before you go on to episode 2. So that's the homework for this week, guys. We're going to get you from zero to hero in this business and start to create real life-changing income. So I appreciate you listening, and I look forward to talking to you some more on the next episode.
If you're ready to put the immense power of wholesaling to work for you, then head over to joeevangelisti.com/downloads and get your free Business in a Box download. Or if you're a true action taker, ready to blow the lid off your results, you can apply now to work with our team to build the business of your dreams faster than you ever thought possible. This call costs $500 to weed out the tire kickers and mental masturbators, a fee the real ballers will make back many times over on the first deal. Even if you don't get selected to work with us, you'll get a full year of access to our private coaching group, a $1,200 value, and a 30-minute coaching call with Joe. So you win either way. Go to www.realestatemoneymindset.com to apply and change your life.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.